and for this week, we are going to be making contact sheets of blend mode samples. If you go back to the class website, right here there's now a link called Breakdown of this week's work, including order of contact sheets. If you open up that file, you're going to run into information that includes not only what you're doing per day, but right here in the center here is going to have information of your contact sheets. There are 18 blend modes that we're asking you to make contact sheets for and to play with in Photoshop. Page 1 are opposites and page 2 are opposites. Page 3 are not opposites, but we would like you to look and see what the differences between these. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you exactly how to go about doing this. So I'm going to go over to Photoshop. I'm actually going to turn this off real quickly. I have this photo of a couch that I'm going to share with you, and then I have a photo of a blend mode texture that I'm going to share with you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all by hitting Command A, copying it by hitting Command C, going over to your armchair image and hitting Command V, which is to paste. So if you see here, the images are on top of each other. Now if you go back over to your directions for the week, the first 6 are right here: darken, lighten, multiply screen, color burn, and color dodge. So I'm going to do each of these to the modes. So if I go over here, I'm going to change this to darken. And this is what darken does. It has these blacks and it lets the black shine through the top layer. Now, that's the only thing I'm doing before saving. But how I'm going to save is a little different than you're used to. So watch carefully. I'm going to go to File, Export, Save for Web. For you shortcut people, it is Option Command Shift S. Once I press that, it's going to ask me what kind of preset I want. This may be already set to JPEG High. If not, pick JPEG High. Here's where you would resize it if you needed to. We're not going to bother. I'm going to hit Save. I'm going to have a folder that I've already made on my desktop called Blend Modes Week. So this is the darken one, and you can see it right here. If you look right here, darken. I'm going to just save it as darken. Make sure it's a JPEG and hit save. Then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pick lighten, because if you look at the directions, across from darken is lighten. They are opposites. I'm going to go back to File, Export, Save for Web, JPEG set to high, hit save. I'm going to call this lighten. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to do this for all 18, but I suggest you do it in groups of 6 so it's a little easier for you. The third one is called multiply. It's also Shift Option Y, I believe. I'm sorry, Shift Option M. Shift Option M. So I'm going to go to multiply. I'm going to go back to the export. I'm going to press save. I'm going to call this multiply. It's really this easy, everyone. The next one is screen. I'm going to go over here and change this to screen. I'm going to go export, save for web, legacy. I'm going to keep everything the same. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to call this one screen. I'm going to do 2 more with you in this video. The next one is color burn. I'm just going down the list. If you go down the list, it keeps them all in the correct order when you make your contact sheets. Color burn. Shift Option Command S. Save. I'm going to name it color burn. And then the 6th one for the first contact sheet is color dodge. Save, color dodge. It's really this easy, everyone. So there's my first 6, and if I go over to my folder, I can see them here. Here's the folder, I'm already in it, and they're all right here. So now that I have the first 6, I'm going to make a contact sheet. And right here it tells you that you're going to make contact sheets for 18 of them. And you're only using 18 here, but you need to do it correctly. Okay? So I have all of them. If they're in the wrong order, you can move them around. For example, that one needs to be over there, or what have you. But this order looks pretty good to me. I could move light and dark and put them first if I wanted to. And then I could put multiply and screen before the color ones. And then I go up, once I have these selected and labeled correctly. They have to be named correctly. It's not going to work. I'm going to go up to my tools. I got to try to remember where this is. I can just type it in here. Contact sheets. It's under tools, Photoshop, right here. And this is the new contact sheets. This is different than CS6 a little bit. It's actually way easier. So Photoshop contact sheet. And it's going to say, well, what do you want to use? And you say bridge. And it's going to ask you what size and everything. I haven't really changed any of this up here. I did change the size. I want 2 columns with 3 rows each. That will give me 6. 2, 2, and 2. And it should, if you put them in the correct order, the opposites should be across from each other. Press OK. And it's going to take a minute. It's going to think about it. And here they are. So you have darken, and here's your file names. So your file names have to be correct. Darken is across from lighten. Multiply is across from screen. Color burn is across from color dodge. And the reason we're doing this for the first 2 contact sheets is so you can see the difference. You can see the difference. These are opposites. Then you can go to Save for Web, or you can just go to Save. I'm going to Save for Web just because it's easier. And I'm going to say, okay, this is how big it is. It's fine. I'm going to hit Save. In that contact sheet, I'm going to just call this contact sheet. I'm going to call it Adams contact sheet 1. Now remember, you guys are going to have 3 of these. You have to put your last name here. If you share a last name with somebody else, or your last name is common, please make sure you include a first initial after your last name. So here I'm going to put Mr. I'm going to press Save. And now if I go back over here to my folder, there's my contact sheet. Already done. I'm going to do this exact same contact sheet, ladies and gentlemen, for page 2 and page 3. I'm not going to demo it right now, but you need to do linear burn, linear dodge, darken color, lighten color, hard light, and soft light. For page 3, these are not opposites, but you need to do overlay and difference, vivid and linear, pin mix and hard mix. You must do them across from each other. So do overlay first on page 3, then difference, then vivid, then linear. You could, inside of your blend modes week, you could call this set 2. You can make another folder called set 3 and work inside those folders so you don't get these mixed up and make contact sheets with more than 1 duplicates in it. These 3 contact sheets that you're going to create, you are then uploading to the Dropbox folder for your class. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not name the file correctly, right here, you will not get credit for this assignment. You must understand that your file names must be labeled correctly. If your name is something like Johnson, you must use your first initial after the word Johnson, because there's more than one of you. If your name is Ciadella, you must put your initial. There's more than one of you. Burkhart, etc., etc. Once you have your 3 contact sheets, you upload them to the Dropbox in the class website. These do not go on Flickr. You did not take these photographs. Once you have done so, go back to the class page, make sure everything's done, and when you write your final 1-page reflection, talk not only about your notes and how blend modes work for you this week, but what your confusion or questions might be, or what you learned this week by doing the contact sheets. Did you learn that you really like what pin light looks like? Or that you really think that darken will never be something you use? And if so, explain. Talk about it. On Friday, be ready for your assessment on blend modes. And then advanced track will be at the beginning of next week. Beginning. Here it says it's Friday. And it won't be. It's going to be the beginning of next week. Okay. And it's simply because on Friday, Mr. Adams will not be on campus. Okay, that's it. I hope that helps you. I will have the couch, the armchair, and the blend modes in your folder for you, as well as this video. Thank you very much.